The Keshava temple of Somnathpura, built in 13th century by Somanatha Dandanayaka, a general in the kingdom of Hoysalas under the king Narasimha III. The pillars are the iconic hallmark of Hoysala architecture. Before you enter the Garbhagudi, you can see the Dwarapalakas Jaya and Vijaya.
The huge Sabha Mandapa welcomes you with a sturdy pillar.
Just after entering the main door, look up the ceiling.
You will find the carved lotus blooming process. This is the most interesting carved ceiling. You can also see a fresh bud popping down the ceiling center.
This temple has been constructed in Trikutachala order. This means that there are separate Garbhagudi for Keshava, Venugopala and Janardana.
The ceiling is known as Navaranga as a combination of 9 squares.
The architects brought in the natural light by adding the hollow block in the walls.
I always was fascinated about Hoysala architecture, and getting to this place was definitely a dream come true.
The temple was destroyed during the Mughal attacks. The first attack was by Malik Kafur, Alauddin Khilji's general, in the year 1311, and in 1326, Muhammad bin Tughlaq destroyed the remaining structures.
Since the temples were badly damaged, it was repaired by the emperors of Vijayanagar Empire.
The stories of Ramayana, Bhagavad Purana, Vishnu Purana and the Mahabharata are carved on the outside wall of the temple.
Some of these figures shows the indoor sports, Kusti, being practiced by the students. A few of the carvings shown at the Keshava temple include Dasharatha makes ritual offerings and prayers for the children, Rama and his brothers are born, school life, marital lessons, young Rama slays Tataka to protect the rishis.
The carvings also includes the elements of Kama Sutra, Mayura band and the gallery of dancing gods.
The carvings included from Bhagavata Purana are as follows: a reclining Vishnu in the cosmic ocean story, a Vasudeva's marriage legend, baby Krishna being carried across the river by Vasudeva, various friezes of baby Krishna feeding in Gokula, rocked in cradle, crawling on all fours. The temple has countless such floral artwork. A close look, you will know they are all different. Each one of them are unique.
Each stone and pillar on the outside walls of the temple has so many tales from the Hindu traditions.
If you are a heritage lover, this temple is bound to keep you fascinated.
Since this is an offbeat path, there are very few visitors.
To reach Somnathpura, there is no direct bus from Bangalore.
This can be reached by a road trip. It is about 130 kilometers from Bengaluru and about 35 kilometers from Mysore. For those who are traveling from Bangalore, we recommend to take the Bangalore-Mysore road and take a deviation in Maddur towards Talakadu Somnathpura.
It's easy to cover Talakadu Temple and Keshava Temple in a day. The nearest airport is Mysore.
It is best to visit this temple early in the day or late in the evening for better lighting and for a cooler weather. The entry ticket for Indians is Rs 20 and for foreign nationals is Rs 100.
If you wish to hire a guide, the charges would be Rs 350 for a group and the services will last for about 40 to 60 minutes. We suggest you to carry snacks and water as there is nothing much in terms of food and accommodation. The nearest city for accommodation would be Mysore city.
Just outside the entrance of the temple, there is a handicraft shop where we checked out some singing bowls.
If you wish to buy the singing bowls online, the link is in description. Depending on the size, the price starts from 500 rupees.
You can as well check the varieties of antiques available in the shop.
The drive from Bangalore to the temple is very pleasant and scenic. That's all about Somnathpura. This is Shruti and Ritesh signing off for this episode. If you enjoyed watching our video, please like and share the video. If you are new to the channel, subscribe the channel and do not forget to hit the bell icon for more updates.